are, my friend.
Empty spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places, I guess we know the score. On and on, does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, another mindless crime behind the curtain in the pantomime. Bring it down.
Ready when you are, my friend. Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Beautiful day out there. I hope you guys got to enjoy some of that weather, huh? Yes. Finally, feeling some sunshine on our skin. Wasn't that a nice day? Indeed. Hold on, let me try. Wasn't that a nice day? I'm going to wait for somebody to tell me if they heard the word yes. You guys doing all right? Welcome to Bands Across the Water. My name is Darren Curtis. I am your gracious host. I am super happy to be here. Another Sunday, another fine episode in store for you guys. I'm excited to get into things. I'm excited to tell you all about it. I didn't hear the yes. That's more of a no. Well, that's fine. I'm not sure what's going on with it. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But great to have you guys with me. The show, Bands Across the Water, where I like to introduce you all to original musicians, bands, artists from both sides of the border, United States and Canada. Maybe one of these days I'll make it across the Atlantic water and see if I can get over into Europe and some people over there maybe. But I'm not sure about the time zones, and I'm not sure about technology at this point. So my Achilles heel on the show basically has been the technology. So, and barring tonight's show, I mean, this is a whole other, this is like a reversion of a reversion, because we've had a couple of things along the way that I'm looking forward to telling you about. All right, here, I'm going to try it again. Yes! There, I just tried yes one more time. We'll see if you got it. It's like a crapshoot. It's like a 50-50. You don't know if it's going to work or not. So anyway, welcome to the show, you guys. Thank you for liking my Facebook page, Darren Curtis Drums, for following me on Twitch as well. I see Aaron is over there. I see Kevin is over there. I see Barb is over there. Thank you guys for tuning in on Twitch. It's great to have you there. Twitch.tv/Darren Curtis Drums over there. And, of course, on YouTube. I don't know what the heck the link is. It's super long and unmemorable because I don't have enough subscribers yet. So what you have to do is get over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. All you have to do is basically search for Darren Curtis Drums on YouTube, and you'll find me there. All right? Easy peasy. That's all you got to do. It's super easy to support. And then you can, of course, host and share and donate and all the cool stuff that you can do. Your social things that make us all really extra cool on social media. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm not extra cool on social media, by the way, just so you know. Anyway, exceptionally cool show in store tonight. I'm going to tell you guys about it. Are you ready to hear what's going on? I know I should. So we have a really good show in store tonight. Just like this guy is probably the busiest guy in rock and roll, I think. I'm pretty much going to say that right now. But I'm excited that he was able to finally, this is our third attempt to do this. We've had some hiccups along the way, but fortunately we got it together tonight, and I'm really excited to be chatting with Mr. Johnny Rabb from the band Collective Soul. He also has he's got like a laundry list of amazingness stuff that he's done. So we're going to get into some of it because I know, right, Barb's got it. See, Barb says third is the charm. See, Barb knows. You are correct. And I'm happy to say that it looks like everything is going well. I mean, you guys can see me and you can hear me, so that's half the battle right there. So anyway, we have a great time with Mr. Johnny Rabb in store, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about something else that he has going on as well. So let's get to it, shall we? We're going to bring him on camera, folks. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnny Rabb. Hello, Johnny.
What's up? Darren, how are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm doing well. It is great to see your shape is moving and your audio is working.
Yes, it is. I can hear you.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, so first things first, we had you booked quite a while ago. It was, I think, back in February, if I'm not mistaken. And, I mean, kudos to you and I. We really tried hard to get that to work, but I don't know if anyone remembers, but we had to that's the only time, Johnny, by the way, I had to cancel a show because we just could not get the technology to work. And I'm really happy to say I think we've got it figured out.
Well, we did. It can be a challenging thing. As you know, I've started doing Twitch as well. Any of the broadcasting software, everyone thinks, oh, you just go live. I remember somebody just said, just press go live. Like, no, it's not as easy.
Oh, is that all?
So,
that's it. Do you? I know you're relatively new to Twitch. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I've done 2 streams. I think they both did the video on demand after, so people can look at that. But yeah, it's really an interesting platform, as you know, and I'm excited about doing everything from talking to folks about subjects of drums and music, to then sharing drum lesson ideas, to then some production ideas. So yeah, it's new. I'm going to keep doing it. As you know, it's pretty crazy. You're like, oh, I had 3 viewers, and it's like my friend's like, no, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm like,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. At this point right now, my system shows that we have 10 viewers right now. So that's good. We have some people. Hi, friends. Thanks for being here.
That's awesome.
Can you drop your Twitch handle by chance for us, so that maybe someone in the chat can throw it in when they hear it?
Yeah, I would love that, folks. So I usually stream every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. or 7 to 8 p.m. at least. My handle is Johnny Rabb, JOHNNYRABB. So twitch.tv, you know what I mean?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Johnny Rabb.
There you go.
Easy
That's
peasy.
it.
Well, good. I think I already did find you and follow you on there, but in case I didn't, I'm going to. And maybe someone could just throw that up in the chat for us. Twitch.tv/Johnny Rabb. We'll make sure we get a link in there for you. Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that you're on that platform. Our band, Elsie Binks, basically everyone has kind of embraced it about a year ago when all this kind of, took over. And I'm probably, I would say, like the least of like going, I try, but as it's not exactly easy. And having other people that are involved in it and know what they're doing is also, but it's a very supportive and helpful community, which I've come to learn in my time.
Yeah, if just to give a shout out to my buddy, you guys would appreciate this. So Nicholas Sibley is his handle is Nick and a Drumstick. He does a very funny and entertaining show right now, playing along, queuing up a lot of covers, and he plays the stuff he's never heard. He's just a great guy. He helped me set up the rig.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I love it. And
can I just say, I saw something that he had is posting, I think, is it for 1,000 followers? I think he's going to dress up as a dinosaur and play drums for like the 1,000 follower mark.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know the number, Darren, of people, but I think he did be a dinosaur on this past Saturday yesterday.
I love it.
Yeah, man, he's awesome.
That's great. Well, good. And welcome to Twitch as well. We're here now. As you know, we stream across all 3 platforms, and I'm still super, new to it. Actually, in the chat, all the links kind of came up, it looks like, for everyone in the band on Twitch. So that's good too. So that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're kind of embracing what's happening in the world and how it's been sort of moving forward with technology and moving forward as artists to be able to create, because there's really not the venues and the avenues that we're used to.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was a clinician for at least 20 years before being in Collective Soul. And I also was a touring drummer out of Nashville for some country artists. And a lot of people are, my background is diverse and kind of like I don't know if you've heard of the book, Who Moved My Cheese? You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Book? It's basically a book that the whole point is there's 2 mice, Him and Haw. And when Him got the cheese moved in the maze, kept going down the same path, and the cheese wasn't there. The other one found where the cheese was. So in other words, Who Moved My Cheese means when it comes to money, if it's doing clinics, or you have to find your path.
Right. Don't
just go old path if it's not working.
Right.
So I've been doing videos and things for years, since 1997, but I was on the cusp, maybe like yourself, where VHS tapes and DVDs, that was a transition.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, for sure.
Then you had DVDs going to online. I remember telling my brother in 2000, man, because he was a computer guy.
Right.
And I'm like, Mike, what if you could do lessons online? Now, my downfall was that I had the idea then, but the technology wasn't there, and I wasn't smart enough to just wait. I was like, it's not there yet, and I kept doing stuff. Now, I've kind of been surpassed, even though I have educational videos out. My YouTube thing is still pretty low,
mm-hmm.
and I'm just now deciding, you know what, it's time to revamp everything, get the YouTube thing going better. get Twitch going better. My Instagram is probably the best, only because I utilize it every day.
Right.
But I still don't utilize it like some people, do it. And so this year, yeah, because of COVID, but also just in life, you're correct. Platforms have changed. We have to get out there and do our thing.
Right.
And there is a question of who cares? Like, really, like every night I'm like, who cares that I'm doing this, my own Twitch channel? Who cares? But you have to do it for fun. And
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and get your message out.
Right. Can I just say that you totally just nailed this show on the head for me. Cuz sometimes, like, I get super stressed out when the technology doesn't work, and in our case, I mean, I kept my cool, and it was all like, I'm not going to throw stuff around. Right? That's what drums are for,
Yeah.
But honestly, like, the fact that I have to keep reminding myself that I chose to do this, and I do this because it's fun. And at the end of the day, when I have a successful show and things go great and I literally I'm like, man, this is great. Like, and I'm just kind of trying to cut my own little way. I'm a drummer. I mean, that's what I do. But and similarly, like, I've had to embrace, like you, moving forward now. Like, I wanted to make this more than just a guy that plays the drums. I wanted to put myself out there more and get more into the socials and get more out there. So,
what's funny is I'm glad to hear that. And you're like, your personality's great. It was great. We even chatted for about an hour, even though the show didn't work.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was great. I will tell you that I have to agree. Right when COVID hit, we were going to do a leukemia stream, the NU80. I call it New 80 still, but NU80 band, my 80s band. I'm going to do the same shameless self-plug. Instagram is at New 80 band, NU80 band.
We're going to plug all of your socials, so don't you worry, mister.
But we were literally in that room back there behind this wall. We had OBS going, the open broadcasting system, for those of you that don't know. We had it going, only one camera, but we had all the audio going. We sound checked it. And that night I had a fever and I went, oh no. And sure enough, it was last April 9th, I think April 9th. I got COVID. So did the singer. And then so did my wife. And ever since then, it was like, it didn't really go anywhere. And right before that, also started doing Instagram live interviews called Go Live with Johnny Rabb.
Oh, nice.
And I had great interviews. But the funny part is, it's funny how fast things change. For example, on Instagram, when I did the live interviews, I'd have to screen record in order to get anything to be able to be rebroadcast on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. I did one 2 days ago because I was frustrated because some of this basement had some water damage, and I was venting that it was a problem.
Right.
All going to be fine. But I was intrigued that Instagram finally says, do you want to just put this into your Instagram TV? I'm like, oh my God, it recorded itself. So every minute of the day, we're getting, because Facebook owns Instagram, you're getting more of the Facebook infiltration into Instagram and platform, vice versa. So I'm just learning to adapt with everything. I have all the plans in the world of getting back to set interviews. I've got a series about my Berklee College of Music I'm working on, that I'm really excited about. That's just in the works.
Great.
But I guess also, I'm sure you'd agree, my wife brought this up. She's like, are people living to stream or streaming to live? And I kind of like the idea of just do it when it's fun. It shouldn't run our lives. You should go outside, you should fish, you should ride bikes, do your thing. It shouldn't take over. Like, she reminds me, she's like, man, you're really looking at Instagram a lot. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So I've kind of tried to chill out on over worrying about oh man, I need to get this video out. I need to, you get my point?
Yeah. When it becomes, I don't want to say work, but when it becomes like stressful, yeah, it's like you have to reassess. You have to kind of stop and take a minute and realize that, hold on a second. Like, is it worth all this stress? I'm going to go out and just take out a drive. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go for a bike ride. I'm going to go, in your case, you have children. I'm going to go hug my kids. I'm going to,
Yeah.
Come back to the sort of the quote unquote real world and real people and real connections. I get it. I totally get it. And I am one to have embraced this too. I mean, I fully have been lost in it just as much as the next guy, and I know in our case, we're all like Erin over here in the chat. She says she started doing it because it was fun, and now it's actually helping to pay her bills.
That's great.
And that's great. That's fantastic. Yeah, and you can kind of look at it as it's my job, but again, it's all depends. It's situational, of course, but it's all depends on what you are looking to do with it and what you are looking to get out of it. And in some cases, for me, I don't want it to become a job. I want to enjoy it, and if it works in my favor in that sense, then great. But I just enjoy myself doing this. I want to catch up on the chat here for a second, Johnny. I got a couple of comments I saw go by, and then okay, I want to just say hi to Kevin because I see he's watching over there. My friend, Mr. Kevin. I'm in his room actually right now. This is West Mix Studios here, located in Sound Shop Studio in Macomb.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we got to do a tour the last time a little, didn't we? Yeah, that was
amazing.
Nice. Yeah, so this is Kevin's room here that we track from.
How you doing, Kevin?
He's a great guy. I would love to be able to touch base with you and him someday and get to meet. So
that'd be great.
My buddy Rock checking in from Toronto. He's a huge supporter. He's always here. I appreciate you for being here again, my friend. He's simple, easy. Just says you can't stop rock and roll.
Nice.
Kevin says I do it because it's fun. That's right. My friend Mr. Greg Scruggs checking in from. Oh, let me think. I want to say you're out in Alberta. Is that right? Banff or somewhere out that way. Another fellow drummer checking out the show for the first time. Thank you, Mr. Greg, for tuning in. I appreciate that. Here with Mr. Johnny Rabb from the band Collective Soul, and I want to talk to you a little bit also about. I said New 80 as well, but let's talk a little bit about NU 80.
That's what Paul and the guys. We it's whatever you feel comfortable calling it is what it is, but it's definitely spelled NU and then 80. So
yeah,
NU 80.
And you're on Instagram with NU 80.
Yeah, it's at band. Yep.
Awesome. And we talked a little bit about this because we both, I've been in a 80s tribute band for, I don't know, almost 15 years now, I guess. And,
awesome.
We talked about it a little bit the last time we had a chance to chat behind the scenes. And
right.
That's great. This is something that you guys are starting up. And I love the sort of idea of what you want to do with this. Do you want to talk about that, or is that something that you don't want to talk about right now?
Of course.
I'd love to hear. No. I'd love for you to explain like what you're, and in the meantime, let me show you. My mom is asking me to show off my cool shirt. I wore this shirt tonight, Johnny. You can't see it because of the angle of the camera, but in the stream, it's a different camera and they can kind of see it. So I'm going to stand up so you can see this is like the coolest shirt right here. You're going to love it.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, I like that a lot.
And these are all like little inlays, It's really
That's cool.
It's so cool. And we have round.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me. We have round Elsie Binks stickers that fit perfectly into the bass drum. Looks like
nice, Darren. I love it.
Isn't that cool?
I
got this at a street fair. Actually, I was just walking through at a street fair and I saw this shirt. Some woman. I wish I could. I wish I could plug who she was.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had these shirts. She made them, and you could select certain colors. Like you could choose between. I think it was the red. And I forget. I think it was some other color, maybe the black. So I chose whatever. I couldn't get my actual antique honey drum kit finish that I have. But
looks good.
Yeah, right? Isn't it cool? It's really neat. It's my second favorite drum shirt that I have. My first one was a gift to me from someone special, and it's a paradiddle shirt. It's just basically
nice.
Nobody knows what it is. Nobody but a drummer would know. It's like LRL. What is that? People don't know.
Yeah.
So let's. Why don't you tell us a little bit about NU 80, New 80?
Well, it's an exciting thing for me because Collective Soul keeps me busy. It's my main gig and band, and we've been doing New 80 for 2 years now. So even before COVID, it was a plan with me and the singer Paul Souza here in Indianapolis, and then our guitar player. We've got Joe Harrison on guitar, and then Nate Gray on bass. So it's a quartet. But we do the synth pop driven music of the 80s. The quote is the ultimate 80s music experience. And man, Paul nails it. We do everything from, it doesn't matter if it's female lead or male lead vocal. He nails all these things. And Don't You Want Me Baby, he's nailing that. Some of our set list is everything from Simple Minds to Thompson Twins,
nice,
to The Car, to It's really a eclectic bunch of stuff. We even got a little Glass Tiger in there for Canadian action.
Love it, love it. I actually had the chance to open for Glass Tiger way back when. It was great. Alan Frew. Yeah.
I love it. Just played him a little Honeymoon Suite because I grew up in
Canadian band.
I grew up in Sacramento, California, and we had a satellite dish, and that satellite dish was able to get Much Music, VH1, and MTV. So my parents, I'm sure, were not thrilled when all day that thing was moving to Canada for Much Music. Dude, I love Spoons.
Yeah.
What about that album Vertigo Tango? That was a ridiculous record.
Right.
Band Boulevard from Canada.
Nice.
Love it. The Jitterbugs. Remember that was a band?
Nice.
Anyway.
This is like turning into a Canadian hour. I love it.
Oh, it's insane. So anyway, this 80s band, New 80, I call it, but New 80, we've just recently, because of COVID, as I was saying, it was the weirdest thing. We had a rehearsal space where we're trying to do the production, like meaning full video back wall and the videos that go with it. We want it to be, the production idea is to be a true show. You go to Vegas, you go to a casino, you go to a venue. We're putting on a show, not just like, okay, tip the bartender and then we'll be back.
Right.
So it's extremely exciting. We've got, the full on 90-minute power show with the video and all that. And then we've got like the 3 set things that we do at clubs and thing like that. But our big focus is to get this production out and to have our multiple bands performing this worldwide. That's the goal.
Wow.
So
fantastic idea.
So we're pretty close to the production being released. And as you were saying today, you're foreigner. I hope I'm not letting the cat out of the bag.
No, that's okay. Yeah. No.
But
they're called Urgent.
I love say it again.
Urgent was the name of the tribute.
Exactly. So I love the fact that most tribute bands have a name of a hit song, and like I really do. Yeah. So this one, it's just a really solid band. I mean, I'm grateful to work with these guys. So in my studio here, we recorded 5 originals because of COVID, and those were produced and engineered by us down in my studio here. Then we took those to Bob St. John's house in Florida in December and had him mix and master, and he co-produced some. He has done all the Extreme records, or a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got some Latin Grammys as well. So I give him a big 2 to the horn for. It sounds incredible. I got one of the mixes yesterday.
Great.
We're doing the old school CD. We're going to do vinyl. The name of the album is called Vaccine. If you go to our Instagram page, you'll see kind of the record cover there. We'll be releasing the single and a video for the single very soon. But the band is, I know you know it, we've talked about it with your band. And it's just one of those things where we can rehearse here, but we're really looking to actually get the audio and visual show going. So we got taken out of a rehearsal spot because of COVID. So we're currently looking for our new production space.
Right.
But this will be a slow burn, this band. It's not going anywhere, meaning I think it's going forward. It's not going away.
Right. But this is like this is a business decision, though. This isn't like sort of just let's get out and jam. This is actually like a business decision. You guys are looking to make this sort of a marketable franchise, we'll say.
That's right. And I think that it'd be one thing if it was just like not that good of a band or fun or goofy. It's not trying to be goofy. Right. It's also not trying to take it seriously. But what we've seen with a lot of cover bands is a little goof, like some of them.
Right.
And we want people to leave and be like, wait a second, what? That sounds exactly like Simple Minds. That sounds identical to, as we said, New Order, Thompson Twins, Depeche Mode. Like, so, even the set design and everything we're thinking about. I won't wear it out anymore, but we're really excited about this. And
it's cool. Like
I said, we're still doing Collective Soul, of course, but it's a passion project for me and Paul and the guys. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I think it's really cool, especially to have something, something else. Like, that's one thing to have, hey, you're in a great band, you're, an original band, you get to play amazing venues, you do awesome shows, but on the side, you get to have this sort of fun project that is your own thing that you get to sort of build from ground up. And that's sort of a whole other thing,
Yeah. And quickly, the idea of the covers, we've kind of gotten back to the rehearsals to get that production going, but we took that side kind of offshoot. The guys are great writers. It's been so fun to write with everybody and to be able to say, cool, I came up with that harmony part, or wow, I came up with the guitar part. Then the other guy, I've come up with the keyboard part. And we're really writing as a team, and I'm thrilled for everyone to hear the 5 originals too. Even though that's not our main focus, we have all these offshoots that have been amazing.
That's awesome. That the fact that you're building a tribute sort of show, but yet also writing original songs.
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. So let me see. I want to catch up a little bit. My friend Chris Warner, he's over in London, Ontario, checking in. He wants to know. For one, he's a big fan. Number 2, he wants to know what is on your hat.
Oh my God! Thank you for. It's on my head for one reason only, because this morning I did have time to shower, but we were running late for my daughter's soccer game, so the hat went on the head. But it's on my is very tough to see.
Let me get a different scene. Hold on.
I'm gonna. Can you see that?
I can kind of see it. Something okay or something.
Okay. So you get an idea.
Yeah.
There's no way you're gonna get the full logo. But I'll tell you what it is. It's a round circle, and it is the Ocean View pub. I don't even mind if I hear. It says Dunn's OV, Ocean View Inn and Sports Pub. Now, this place is in the Florida Keys in Isla Morada, and it is a awesome little bar.
Nice.
That we stumbled upon because our friend, magician Michael Tricks, the rockin' magic of Michael Tricks, was down in Florida, and we were I met him because of a poster. I didn't know him before. The guy's so we went down there, and he's like, dude, let's go to his show got canceled because of high winds, because he works with his pets / his animals in there with our doves. He's got an amazing show. You need to go follow Michael Tricks with 2 X's, Trixx.
Throw it in the chat, somebody.
Yeah. Michael Tricks. He's amazing. We went to Dunn's. Dunn's is owned by an ex-Pittsburgh Steeler Super Bowl ring winner. That is Mr. Dunn. Now, I don't know his first name, but
Mr.
So the hat is basically a weird-looking fish with a football helmet on. So I got a hat as soon as we were there, because Michael was doing the most amazing card tricks to me and Bridget, to where I was jumping out of my seat. It was a private show. So we hit it off this trip. And he's a buddy. I mean, he did Carmen, my daughter's, he did an online magic show exclusively for Carmen and her friends here over Zoom.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. So he is the most cool. His wife is awesome. They're amazing. So this is the bar hat.
I love it. So yeah, you're right. I never in a million years would have guessed that it's a fish with a football helmet on. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are absolutely right.
Get it in there. I don't think I can. Is that even getting close?
I mean, it's kind of not bad. I can see it's something, I can't quite make it out though. I mean, you can take your hat off and just hold it up close to the camera without showing us there you go. Done. I can see it. Oh yeah, there it is. Nice. Yeah, that's good.
I got hat head.
Right, that was perfect though. We didn't see a thing. Because I think I said this the last time too, that you have the best hair in rock and roll. I think. Not today.
But
love it. I love it. So I vowed. I don't know how long I'm gonna continue. Maybe I'm gonna say for 1 full year. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a beginning and an end on this right now, Johnny. And I know you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't even care. But so I made a vow. I have a dear old friend, rhythm section bass player since we were teenagers in a band for years. He's watching the show. His name is James Todd. He was the very first person to be a guest on my show, and that was back on November 1st, 2020. So today is March 21st, and you, Johnny, are episode 21 for me.
Awesome, man.
On the 21st. So my friend James Todd, whose band is called Abandoned Souls, he was my first guest. He was the brave soul who walked the plank across the water. So I vowed to him that I would send a shout out to him every time I saw him come on and in every show. And I think maybe on November 1st, 2021, I'll have him back on as a guest again.
Nice.
And then that's when I'll stop the mentioning him every episode. But I'll do it for a whole year.
Hilarious. Well, congratulations. And as we talked about, it's cool to keep the momentum and the consistency of shows. So congrats.
Well, thank you. And yeah, other than a couple of little hiccups, I mean, so let me talk about that real quick. The first big thing for us was the technology was just, I could not figure it out. I figured out it was so fussy. The little issue was like, oh, you opened the window on the studio before you closed the front door and the technology didn't work. You know, it's kind of like that, but not really.
Oh, totally, dude. I almost didn't stream on Twitch last week because of the exact same thing. I was like, cool, I'm getting Logic audio coming in. I can do this, like, I can do a sequence, you know, or a little groove and a little song play along. All right, cool. Now it's time to stream. Oh, cool. Logic, you don't even notice. Oh, cool. My vocal mic's not working. Awesome. Cool. Yeah.
Isn't this fun? Oh, just go and restart Streamlabs and then everything works? Oh, okay. Got it. What the hell?
That's true.
It's very true. I hate it. I love it. It's the Achilles heel kind of stuff, right?
It's very weird.
I love to hate it. Well, that's great.
Me too.
That's great. I'm really hello to my friend Mr. Mike Jubinville checking in over in Windsor, Ontario. We got some Canadians in the house here tonight. But of course,
nice.
my Canadians, they always got my back. They tune in. They're my buds. I haven't been to Canada. I'm going it's going to be a year soon since I saw my family because of all this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Every time we do a Canadian tour with Collective Soul, it's amazing. Every time.
Some good people over there, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Awesome. All right. So I want to get into my friend Chris is asking. He says he's a well-traveled dude. So hit us with a cool road story.
Me?
Yeah. You got a cool road story?
Too many of them. I'm trying to think of
a cool road story to tell us. And in the meantime, I want to get into a video. What do you say?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's play a video. We'll give you some time to think of a cool road story to tell us when we get back, and everybody will be hanging in there on the edge of their seat waiting to hear this cool road story. In the meantime, somebody please throw up in the chat there for me. It's NU80, and that's on Instagram. I'm not quite sure. I think it's Instagram. I don't know. It's at NU80 anyway. I know that.
At NU80 band.
NU80 band. Okay. The letter N, the letter U, 80 band. And that's on Instagram. Yeah. You can find them on Instagram. I'll make sure we get that in there before. Okay. So I don't know if I told you what song I'm going to play, Johnny. I don't think I did. But you guys did the Howard Stern show, and it's probably been a little bit now, I'm guessing. I don't know when it was exactly. I'm unprepared, as I told you. But I took Heavy from that, and we're going to play that. So why don't you tell me a little bit of what it was like to be on that show? And is that the first time for you that you're on the Howard Stern show?
Probably not for the guys, but for me, yeah, it was early morning. It was do some promo at 6 a.m. And then that Howard shoot was at 9 or 8:30 or 9. The whole day was done by about noon, but we were up by 4:30 in the morning. And Howard wanted to hear Heavy because he loves that song, and then Soul Coughing cover. So we did a Soul Coughing song as well, which I'm a huge Soul Coughing fan from back in my college days. Love Yuval on drums, and of course Mike vocals and all that. Well, anyway, so we did. That's stripped down. This really is live, and I think we did a pretty dang good job on that day.
Yeah, it's great. It sounds great. I love it. The video's good. You guys are having fun. You don't recall how long ago, the date, do you?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago? Oh, good. Okay, well, let's check it out. Here you go, guys. This is going to be Howard Stern's request, so I guess we'll play it, huh?
Yeah.
Here it is. This is Heavy. This is Collective Soul live on the Howard Stern Show. Check it out, you guys.
Let's go. We're ready. falls on me, it falls on me. All your weight, it falls on me, it brings me down. All your weight, it falls on me, it falls on me. Falls on me, it brings me down. All your weight, it falls on me, it falls on me.
Collective Soul Heavy on the Howard Stern Show. Johnny, that's a really good song, man. That's a great groove, and that's a great sound live right there off the floor.
I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, it's been a blast to play with the guys. I've been with them for the past 10 years, and I was a fan of them when I wasn't involved with them, and we're like family, and it really is a true blessing. The word blessing. I mean, sorry, I had a text come in. I love it. Love the guys, and what an honor to play, and it's great.
Yeah, I got to imagine. I mean, I know the story, and we're going to hear a little bit of it tonight, but how it happened and how it came to be that you became the drummer of Collective Soul. I mean, what a cool thing. I mean, my buddy James Todd from Abandoned Souls over there, he made a comment, and he's not lying. Just like what you just said, you're a fan of the band before you're even in the band. So him and I, when we go back as a rhythm section years ago, we met. I think we were 17 or 18 years old, and we played in a band together called Aces Wild. Shout out to my Aces Wild friends in London. And Windsor. We actually got some friends and fans. We were an original band, but we did the covers and threw the originals in so that we could keep working in the venues and that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, he put in the comments there. He said we did quite a few Collective Soul songs back in the day with Aces Wild, didn't we, Darren? He says at least 6 come off the top of his head that he can think of, even more maybe.
That's fantastic.
Good job. One that sticks out in my head specifically, and I'm gonna, as a drummer, I want to ask you how you guys handle this, or if you, maybe I'm throwing you under the bus right now, Johnny. I'm sorry, but but this just kind of shows you, the technology and how far it's come along and that sort of thing. December was one of the songs that we covered, and what we did back then was we used a 4-track. And on the left side was a click, and on the right side of the 4-track was I recorded the bongo part, the conga part. And we would play live on the 4-track, and we would have left and right would be the click. We'd send the front of house, the bongo part, and that was it.
No, I get it. I'm poking fun at you, saying nope, only because that's great, and of course that's great. Listen, I'm just kidding around.
Of course.
So without ever seeing Shane Evans do it live, we both had the exact same idea without ever consulting. So when I got into that position, I was working for Roland, and the background of the SPDSX sample pad, I know in and out. I have some of the patches I designed for that thing.
Yeah,
so I know
talk about that.
No problem. So what I did was I was like, well, I don't want this to be a loop. So I totally hats off to you for doing the loop idea and putting it on tracks. We pride ourselves on real-time performance with no pre-recorded tracks for Collective Soul. I'm back there controlling sometimes an organ part, sometimes an intro, but if I don't hit it right, it's not even quantized. It is in tempo.
Right.
But if I hit it wrong, it's wrong.
Gotcha.
I've mistriggered during heavy a couple times. Sure. Left the chorus keyboard part going, and I look at Will and I'm like, oh my God, whoops, and turn it off. And folks that don't know, it's a pad system with 9 face pads, and you can hit it to start it and hit it to stop it. So if you will imagine 3 pads like this, 1, 2, 3, on the bottom, pads 7, 8, 9, I've got slap conga, open, high, low. The part, back, boom, boom, bum, bum, boom, back, boom, boom, bum,
Yeah.
back, boom, boom, bum, bum, boom. Okay.
Gotcha.
Real time and playing hi-hat with the left hand and playing the conga part live.
Right.
And that is, if you go back to Woodstock 99 with Shane Evans, he's doing essentially the same thing with huge D drums, with triggers of the same. I couldn't believe that we both were years apart in performance, but never consulted, and are basically doing real-time triggering of the sounds.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I know in the days that that I'm talking about, that we didn't have any, like, I don't remember there even being an SPDS in those days, or any.
There was no, you're right.
Yeah.
No, the SP. You're right. You're totally right.
But in the case of Shane, he was doing it in a different way anyway, and it was still like, that's when the song came out, right? Like, what year did that song come out? I don't even remember now.
Oh, that time is near 98, 99,
right?
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's off of Dosage.
Yeah.
I should know my, but I'm not really right now in that mindset of giving, it's this year, but off of Dosage. And it was the same thing. What he did was this wasn't sampling. Now the only thing that's different from maybe what him and I did, he might've used a sampler. I literally went into my Roland TD-30. This is getting nerdy. Listened to the album, and I tuned the Roland samples to the exact tuning of the record.
That makes sense.
So when you hear it live, it sounds pretty damn legit.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Yep.
That's great. No, that's cool. I love hearing. I was wondering, I mean, you have to have that part. It has to be there. Like, there's no way around it.
Yep. I have good news about that part. I've been playing with them, as I said, 10 years. And I have only twice had a hiccup. Nice. Where I just spaced out, or, no one would know but you and I, but like only twice over the hundreds of shows where I'm like just screwed the pattern up or whatever. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's good. It happens. and only we would know. and maybe Will might know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably. Yep.
That's great.
That's all good.
Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Chris, my friend Chris, says that we all know Collective Soul songs, yet he feels like most people could walk past them on the street and it's not like you would know all the members of Collective Soul. Like, I think that's a good point. There are some bands where you see the face, you go, but I think in Ed's case, he's kind of the face of the band. He's sort of been and that's typical of a band. The lead singer is usually sort of the one that sort of stands out, and not in all cases, of course, but it's pretty typical.
Yeah. They're all great dudes, and I think a lot of people forget what the catalog brings. It's so many hits that has been produced.
That's true. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything on the chat over there. And if you guys have any questions, by all means, feel free to fire away. We're excited to hear. Oh, there's my buddy Vern. Vern Springer is checking in over on Facebook. He's in a band called Secondhand Mojo. They were my guest on the show last week. So. Awesome.
Fantastic.
And just for the record, Johnny, the technology failed miserably last week. So
God, I'm sorry to hear it. Well, I know you were talking about technology, and also your friend had the road story.
Yeah,
question.
I wanted to get back to the road story. Chris was looking for a road story.
Now, I'm so bummed out at myself right now because I need you to help me out, because you have brain farts. I have one right now.
I thought I smelled something, actually.
Yeah. I'm going to kill myself real quick. Who's the artist? Life is a Highway. I don't know why I'm.
Tom Cochran.
God, thank you so much. I just screwing that. Okay, so
another good
great
Canadian
story.
lad.
Well, I'm a big fan of him, and I got a lot of his music, but I just spaced out, and I was like, he's part of the story. All right, nice. So we have a gig in the United States, and then we have a gig in Newfoundland, and I'm talking like coast to coast.
Yeah.
So this is more of a travel crazy story of windfall of in 24 hours. I've never done so much. So we fly from LA all the way up to Newfoundland. We get there, we hang out, we barely sleep. We get to the festival. Tom Cochran is before us, which shouldn't have. I mean, he's so good, right?
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah, he really is.
Oh my God, his band. And then this is what killed me. So it's daytime. He's playing into the evening, and then we play. And then I forgot who else went on after, but it was America was also there, that band.
Wow.
And so here's what's so trippy about this story. So Newfoundland is beautiful. And we went to this like salmon hatchery, and we're watching them jump up the little falls, the ladder. And then it comes we get there and we play our show. I'm just tripping out because I'm so tired. And I'm like, I have watched Tom Cochrane with this Life is a Highway, excuse me, Life is a Highway song, loving it in California as a kid. And I'm going, he's in our trailer talking to all of us, just like so down to earth. And so that's tripping me out. Then the guy from America, the two singers come in from that. And I'm like, these dudes are in the trailer just talking to us like down to earth. I mean, like I couldn't get over it. And I'm like, then Tom plays, and I go, God, dude, that drummer is sick. And I'm sure the drummer is sick, but this guy was a sub. And I'm like telling him after, I'm like, dude, that was ridiculous. So that was fun. We do all the stuff. We had a great show. Oh, that's right. Fogerty was the headliner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Fogerty, I know Kenny Aronoff for years. So I feel comfortable enough I went up to him and was like, what are you doing from behind him? And he wanted around and punch somebody, I think, but he's like, John, what are you? And then his son was teching for him, and so like we hugged and chatted, and so it was either us then Tom, or Tom then us then Fogerty, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's real quick aside. Somebody had mentioned, why didn't you guys play before, Three Doors, or why did you play after Three Doors Down? And it's like, folks, it's not some negative thing. It's like it's the demographic of those package tours. Of if somebody has like more radio play, or it doesn't mean somebody's better than another band. It just means it's a festival that they decide the order of how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You got a legendary person like Fogerty is going to headline the thing,
right?
I
mean, and I would think that almost like most artists before him would say, please go. We want you to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so my point is, sometimes I get that question of like, why were you guys only opening? It's like, I don't even really think that we're calling it. I love the word that they use, direct support.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's great.
Yeah. We're, because sometimes we have people supporting us that we're like, you guys are ridiculous, Soul Asylum, for example.
Great band. Yeah. Great band. Actually,
So,
Kevin, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin that we were just talking about in the studio here, I think he worked with Soul Asylum. I know he's got a connection with Soul Asylum. I don't know exactly what, but yeah.
Not that far from Minneapolis and in that area, right? So
yeah,
if I'm not, I understand Detroit area, right, buddy?
Yes. So that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Originally from Windsor, but which is right across the river in Canada. But I moved here in 2013.
It never takes. You can see Windsor from Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, but it never takes traveling across that bridge. My God.
Right. The Ambassador Bridge.
Man. Anyway, so the end of that story is we get done, and that next morning we've got to fly to New York from Newfoundland. We get up. We basically are up all night hanging out. Me and Dean and Jesse, and we're having fun. It's great. We were totally there for lobby call. Perfect. Those of you that don't know, lobby call doesn't mean you just mess around and casually get. It means if you're not there, you got to be there.
Yeah, it's time to go.
So my point of this whole thing is, remember, I just had the Tom Cochrane. I just ran into Kenny Aronoff again. I just had America, the band. I just, I'm with Ed. I'm with the guys. We're getting all this too much information of the, holy crap, Tom. Like, you want to tell him, dude, you're amazing, like right to his face, but you chill out and you're like, I'm not going to freak out. I'm cool. Then here it comes. Ready for this? Then it's morning time at 4:30 in the morning. We've got to go via van for 45 minutes to the Newfoundland airport. I promise you that when we got there, it's the only place that exists, one flight out. We're in line. I'm not joking. The line was like an hour wait, and the airplane is boarding. And the guys do better at this than I do, but I'm like, we are going to miss the flight. There's no way. And sure enough, we are like the last to get on, barely close the doors. I'm like, holy crap. Okay. Now we fly to New York. We're beat. We are beat. We fly to New York to our tour manager at the time, Ron Mesh's place. Hey guys, do you want to go to Def Leppard? Joe Elliott invited us to come. Of course we want to go see Def Leppard and have treatment of great seats and meet the band. Anyway. But I'm tired. We're tired as hell. It's that feeling of up all night, and now we're going to we just played. Now we're going to go to a concert. Well, so then we land at 4 p.m. We have like these chicken wings at this awesome place that Ron knew, and we're going to go to get in a van. And I'm burnt. I'm texting my wife. I'm like, oh my God, I want to go to the show so bad, but I want to go to bed so bad.
Right.
We get there and forget it. As soon as, you just don't expect this to happen. We've played this amphitheater before, but you don't expect, when I think Def Leppard, I think early Pyromania, and then I think like the whole Pour Some Sugar on Me, all those huge hits that just made them mega crazy pop rock stars.
Yeah.
Thinking that Joe Elliott, who Ed has worked with, Ed did Kings of Chaos with Joe and they doing the frontman thing. So Ed knew Joe.
Right.
Ed was not with us this time. It was because he's already met him, and we were all me, Dean, Jesse, and Will, and Ron. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, Troy Lucetta from Tesla, Sacramento native, they're opening. So Troy's like, come down.
So good.
Now he's great, and they're great. And I knew Brian Wheat from my early Stick Boy days. Brian used to come to my shows in Sacramento when I was only like in my 20s.
Nice.
That's a long story, but what a great guy.
That's the bass player from Tesla.
Yeah. So Brian used to kind of school me and make fun of me a little bit being the young kid.
I love it.
So I'm in catering. I'm like, oh my God, Brian. He's like, looks at me. He's like, Johnny? I'm like, dude. So there's that. And I'm like talking to Troy. He's being as nice as can be. And next thing I know, you just don't expect it. I mean, I understand we're backstage and who cares? Sometimes you're wearing short. I'm looking up and like, he's like, hey guys, this tall dude. I'm like, oh my God.
It's Joe.
It's Joe. And I'm like, you got to understand, I'm still going, I can't get over the production on the records.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you do this? I'm still this fan of Def Leppard right now in this moment.
Right.
And I'm there's no way he's going to have time to talk to us. He was the most down to earth. Thanks for coming, guys. I got to get ready for the show with his. I'm not going to imitate his accent, but sure. I got to go. Have fun. I'll see you after the show. And in my mind, I'm going, there's no way he's seeing us after the show. There's no way. So we thank him for the tickets. And I'm doing stuff. Dean was laughing at me because I think it was like right at the beginning of the show. Soon as the intro to Animal, like the guitar riff.
Yeah.
I lose my mind and I start running around in circles around our group because I can't believe how good it sounds. I can't believe it's. And I'm like, there's no way they're playing this good. There's no way. It was the most. Rick Allen is killing it.
Right.
The sound is killing it. And then freaking Joe. I'm like, that dude was just in shorts backstage. Now just up there rock starring his outfit, his voice. Now I'm hallucinating almost because I'm so tired and I have like a beer and I think we had like one shot together just to be like, let's kind of chill out.
Right.
Now almost like emotionally hallucinating, no drugs involved, just beer and a little shot. And Dean is laughing his ass off going, Jesus Christ, dude, what are you doing? He loved how excited I was. So the night, remember this is a 48-hour stretch of just hammering it from playing to traveling.
Right.
To we're going to Def Leppard now to there's Joe Elliott. We're gonna okay, cool. Tom Cochran the night before. Right. And like so I'm just ready to I don't know what I'm doing.
Explode basically, like implode, one or the other.
Here's the best part of the story. Already met him, and now we're all just like, that was amazing. We got a 16-passenger, 12-passenger van that's helping us get back to the. Or no, it's like Ron got an SUV, so we're styling. I am not joking you when I tell you this ending part. Imagine about a 2-hour concert where they just annihilate it. I mean, I didn't know Joe played acoustic guitar.
Right.
He's sitting there playing acoustic and doing his own. And then I'm learning the stuff from Ed earlier that he's this virtuistic singer. And I'm like, what is happening? So everything is just insane in the sense of quality, and he really is singing. It's no BS. We get done. We're blown away. Now we're kind of doing the like, okay, the show's over, filing out. We go to the backstage to our little SUV. We get in, and I see this. This is no BS. I see this silhouette jogging, because we're about to leave.
Right.
A head comes into the SUV. Guys, just want to say thanks so much for coming. Joe Elliott jogged after he just whipped ass to the SUV to make sure to say bye. And I'm like, F words were flying for a minute. I could not, and believe that I know you guys get it. It just was like, what is going on?
That is awesome.
Such a sweet man.
I love that.
I'm still blown away. So there's a little road story. I told Darren that there's a lot of them I can't tell. And believe it or not, they're not what you think. They're not the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. They're just funny, or they're just, our band is a mellow band. We just hang out. It's like a little fraternity. We did, the jokes are hilarious. Travel sports with the dudes is hilarious. We do our own thing, but there's times it's stressful. We get close on pushing time and flights and deadlines, but there's books and books of stories. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, close on deadlines and all the stuff, but then you've got Joe Elliott chasing down your van to say goodbye. So
nice is that?
That's amazing. I love hearing stories like that because, here's a good example for me. So I've had people asking me, like, how did you get Johnny on the show? Like, how did, because basically, like, I'm a nobody, right? And it's like, well, I just kind of like reached out and some kind messages and but truth be told, like, and I've told Barb, my girlfriend, this, I said, Johnny has been like so nice. Like, he's been so like when you had to cancel. So that's what happened. I had technology the first time. The second time you had a family thing that you kind of forgot about.
I did.
And you,
yes, I do.
I felt
birthday.
You felt bad for me, Johnny. I felt bad for you because I could tell how bad you were feeling that you had to cancel.
I pride myself on. I've learned to be on time, and Collective Soul helped me. There's jokes about some of us not being on time, but like it's not a joke. Like people think, like, man, you guys must have party. It's like it's you got to be on time, folks. You got to be. It's not a joke when it comes to what we do. And I appreciate what you said about that. I try to be nice, and it is genuine. And I also try to be careful not to get too frustrated. I can lose it takes a lot for me to lose my cool, but I just try to sit back, and we're all human beings, all of us.
Perspective is everything, right? I mean, you could have looked at this as, you know what, I don't have time for this nobody, and just, we tried, it didn't work. His technology's garbage. I'm not wasting my time, But no, that's my whole point. Is you've been like Joe Elliott was to you, is how you were to have been to me through this, because it's been some frustration, and we've had to rebook a couple of times. You literally sent me a message on Instagram, and you were like, "Oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. My wife reminded me. I completely forgot. Please, here's my cell phone number. Call me. I don't want you to think I'm brushing you off, And I sent you a text message, and I was like, hey, dude, I got your message. No problem. It's all good. I understand, And not even like a minute later, you called me. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Elliott's calling me right now. Hold on. I'm going to answer the phone, Same kind of vibe. I've got the same feeling for you, and yet I've had people asking me, how did you get him on the show? And, well, because he's a nice guy, and, he's just a down-to-earth good dude, obviously,
Thank you for that. And that was actually my mistake. It's my dad's birthday that, like, I have a tendency to not always calendar correctly. And I was like, my wife goes, okay, so 7 p.m. tonight's your dad. And I'm like, and it's genuine. I don't just go, you know what? My dad's, that's why we had a verbal with you. And I was like, please tell me you got this message and that you're cool.
It was great.
Because no one is better than anyone else. And I feel like that's a huge message. I feel like I make
the crowd's clapping right now. Hold on.
And you said your show. Yes, it does mean something that you're doing your show, and that it's not, you're not nobody. It's like you are doing the show, and I'm getting to meet some of your folks that follow you, and I appreciate what you're doing. And I have my own things I'm trying to do as well. And if it's we talked for about an hour and a half after the technology didn't work, just as drummers and as musicians. And I'll say this, I feel like it might have been a mistake because I definitely got some mixed reviews, but for 24 hours straight, I put on my Instagram story once, celebrities should be able to answer direct messages. Like, you should get a response. I understand that if Brad Pitt at Brad Pitt or whatever it is, if I send him, hey dude, I really loved you in this movie, highly doubt he's going to respond to me. But I was putting that out there because I feel like I've had some rad replies from people I never thought would. I just was like, who did I do? Like a couple on Instagram. I just did it. And one of them was like, sorry, I don't respond to these. And then seconds later, they're like, dude, thanks so much for that compliment. I'm glad you enjoy my music. And it was some massive singer.
I love it.
And I'm like, you just made my day.
Right.
How about Phil Gould from Level 42, that drummer?
Mm-hmm.
Huge fan. And I remember I got his solo record, and then I'm like, I said, hey, Phil, you were a huge inspiration, bing, bing, bing. And he's like, dude, thank you so much. It's like, holy crap. Then the other one was, we did some work with, and I know you're going like, why would you space on his name? Julian Lennon.
Yeah.
So we did a benefit, and we backed him up as kind of the Collective Soul band. And we did two songs with him in Atlanta.
Awesome.
What a down to earth guy. But you would expect him to just be like, yeah, that was cool. I'm Julian Lennon. Now, I don't wear him out, but he will respond if I'm like, are you hanging in there? And like, I don't want that to be too much info, but like, he will respond. And I'm like, what is this human graciousness?
Right.
This is
John Lennon's offspring. What in the world?
Please don't get me wrong. I do not think I'm like super tight with him. I do not think I have some relation. I just really think when I met him and we worked together, he was so freaking amazing, cool, down to earth. He's somebody that does not have to be, and he is awesome.
Right.
That dude is a great dude.
I love that. There's another example of that's how it should be. We're all the same. In the end of the day, we're all in this together. We're all the same. No one is better than anybody else. And if we all just took a minute to lift everybody up and support people, we would all be lifted and supported, instead of pushing people down or hurting people. It's really so easy if we could all, but it's perspective, and it starts with you. It has to start with, the way you see things and situations, and, the way you look at the world and people, and it has to start within. Like, you can make the change to the people around you, but you have to start with yourself,
Yeah, and the only thing I would add to that, this is not negative, but I will condone, I'll answer anybody on my social media, anybody. If a message comes in, just to be completely transparent, that doesn't make any sense, or is silly, or is rude, not thinking, or wanting to do an opinion that is just not correct,
right.
Meaning everyone has an opinion, but if it gets silly or gets out there, I simply won't respond. That's not a diss on the person. It's just... But if it comes through as like, I get a lot of them. Hey, your Roland days. I love your work that you did on this drum set. Do you recommend this drum set? Hey, so-and-so, all of Roland's gear is really top notch, even the entry level stuff. Bing, bing, bing.
Right.
Or, hey, I love seeing you at this show. Thanks so much for the show. Hey, thank you for being there, because without your being a fan of Collective Soul, we wouldn't have an audience. You're amazing. But then there is a fine line of, you're not buddies with the person now necessarily.
Right.
That's the only fine line that you got to throw in and realize on social media that, like, let me give one example that has nothing to do with music. So Sid Croft, now I'm not trying to be ignorant, but for Canadian friends and American friends, as American, I don't know if it was simulcast, but Sid and Marty Croft were creators of a kid show called like Sigmund the Sea Monster, the Bugaloos.
I know
all this HR Puffin stuff, all this stuff. He made my day this week. He didn't know me. He's got like, he put himself on social media, and he's reposting like, this is what I did in my early career. I made these puppet shows. And all I wrote was, dude, or like, sir, you were my childhood. That's all I put. And he wrote back, wow, thank you so much. And I was like, that is the creator of this show. So I'm not now going to write Sid and be like, dude, when you were thinking about HR Puff and stuff, what was going through your mind? So
No.
how did that's all I needed was I didn't even need him to respond, but I love that he did.
Right. And it means a lot to you, and he doesn't even know what he's done to you today, like how he made you feel, but his karma will come around. Like he will get back that stuff from people. It's how it works, for sure. I love it.
There's been some neat stuff. Anyway, I won't go on, but like,
no, this is great. We can go on about this kind of stuff all day long. It's perfect.
Well, I just want to encourage people that I could be wrong. I know there's people that might run people's social media. I get it. If you get huge, you have somebody running your thing. Like, Dolly Parton, if she's on there, is not like, well, thank you so much, sweetheart. Right. I doubt.
Can you do Dolly Parton again one more time? Can you do that?
I don't know. Thank you so much, sweetie. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that sounds like that. But, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I hit the laugh track. That's all.
Awesome.
Great.
Anyway, I encourage people to be cool on social media, but if you like something, send the people you like a message saying you like it. Do be careful of being weird. Don't be idiots.
Right. which is how I wonder how I got you on the show, actually, to be honest with you. I'm just kidding.
No, dude. Funny.
I want to send a couple of shout outs. They've been here for a little bit, but I haven't had a chance. Johnny won't stop talking. I can't get a word in edgewise on the show. No, I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. I want to make sure I say hi to my pal EBX Johnny. He is our guitar player for LC Binks. He's tuned in over on Twitch. A regular streamer over there, and as well, Jen, EBX Jen is there. Hi, Jen. She's she's our keyboard player, backing vocalist. She's another regular streamer over on Twitch. So go find Johnny on there, twitch.tv/Johnny Rabb on Twitch, you guys. Go find him on there. Follow him. Follow me if you're not following me already. Also, I see we have Angel Steph, New York Angel. So this is a friend who has found LC Binks on Twitch. And now she's become a friend. So, hi, Steph. Thanks for being here. Jen says, I love Collective Soul. That's our keyboard player. She does. Her favorite song, one of her favorite, I think I might even be the favorite. We play one cover, we play Shine.
Nice.
And I think that might be her favorite cover that we play, actually. We don't play a lot of covers, but that might be the one.
Nice job. Nice job.
And
now, did you...
Sorry, I just want to say one thing while we're on the topic of Shine, just to finish the point of Shine, just so you know, Johnny, every time that we play, we will not do this any other way, I don't think. We play Shine, and then we play Shine. So back to back on the set list, we have Shine, Shine. Not to be confused with Shy, Shy.
Well, we do too Shy.
We have our own Shine as well. We have a song called Shine. LC Binks does, so.
That's wonderful.
So we play Shine. Anyway.
Yeah. Am I not mistaken that you introduced me via video to Jen? Because you were introducing me your band's photos.
Oh.
And when we were taking
maybe.
Or no?
Maybe. I'm trying to remember. When we walked around the studio, is that what you were saying that time?
I'm wrong. Remember we were talking about your band. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I don't think it was her. I think it was actually our guitar player's girlfriend. He has a picture of her, I think is what I might have showed you. I don't remember.
Now we're just the hole's getting dug.
Right. Jen is the keyboard player in the band. And she's awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's, I think I caught up to everybody. And remember, you guys, if you have any questions at all for Johnny, he would love to have a really stumper of a question that he can't answer. But in the meantime, let's have questions that you can answer. So, so I want to do one thing, if I can here. I want to play a song. Okay, so this is like going to be a big segue, all right? This is a big thing here. So everybody stay with me, all right? Pay attention here. This is all relative to everything I'm about to say. So I want to play a song. This is another song from, which one was it? The Print Shop? Let me see. No. Yes, I think this is another song that you guys did at the Print Shop. It's She Said. But there's a little interview afterwards on this Print Shop show. So I've actually captured a little bit of the interview, and I want to talk about this a little bit afterwards, because in the interview that follows the song, it's really good. It's really good because it talks about how Collective Soul found Johnny Rabb and how Jesse was a fan of Johnny Rabb, like it's really good. So I want everybody to watch the video because the video is great. The song's a great song. Love the song. But then we get to the end and it's the interview. So stick around for the interview at the end of this too, you guys, because it's really good. And then this is gonna segue into talking about you being a clinician.
Okay.
There's a little talk about clinician in this too. So,
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to it, shall you guys? Here we go. This is She Said live at the print shop. Johnny Rabb is on the show. Check it out.
She said the time is unfair to a woman her age. Now that wisdom has come, everything else fades. Says she realizes she's seen a better days. She said she can't look back to her days of youth. What she thought were lies, she later found was true. Said her daddy had dreams, but he drank them away. And her mother's to blame for the way she is today. Life's river shall rise, she said. Only the strong shall survive, she said. But I'm feeling quite weak, she said. Will you comfort and forgive me? Ah, she said. Said she's still searching for salvation's light. Yes, she wishes all day, and then she prays all night. Said she won't speak of love, 'cause love she's never known. Still it's moments like these she hates to be alone. Life's river shall rise, she said. And only the strong shall survive, she said. But I'm feeling quite weak, she said. Will you comfort and forgive me? Ah, she said.
Johnny. So
Johnny, sir.
Yeah,
Johnny
so
Rabb,
Johnny, son.
Johnny Rabb, you're a drumming legend. You know, if you've been around for a while, who was telling me? It was Jesse. I was saying, man, I can't believe I'm in a band with this guy. You know, he said he used to look up to you so much, have drumsticks, signature drumsticks.
I used to buy the DW Drum Day 90,
I
whatever
think that's
it was.
so cool.
And I would
man.
go
You
buy.
gotta
I
look
would go to
up.
Drums 101 in Athens and buy your drumsticks.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
the way I feel about these guys is the exact same way. I mean, I did the drumming industry thing for a long time, grew up in California, moved to Nashville, and that kind of was the connection. I'm very happy with the 12 years I spent in Nashville because I forced myself into the drum community almost backwards. I was trying to do gigs, like tour with country artists, whoever would have me do it, and I had the stick company, and through that, it's kind of how we met, because I was demoing for Rolling Electronics as like their head, V drum specialist and all this stuff, and really thankful that we met at a NAMM show through a friend of ours, and because this is what I've been wanting to do. This is what I did in California. This is what I did in school, and I kind of got away from that and got kind of pigeonholed as a clinician guy. And I still
what? Clinician.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
like
It's
a
the first
drum
time I've
clinic.
heard that term.
Clinician.
Doctor.
I'm a medical doctor.
He likes
That's a
fishing.
good word, though. I'll
He
use
likes
it.
being a
I mean,
clinician.
I'm
I
the
used to go to the drum clinics all the time, dude.
yeah.
I love it.
And kind of there it is. I mean, it literally went from doing those demonstrations and here's how this whole piece of gear works, whether it's a drum, cymbal, or obviously cymbals and drums you hit, but the electronic ones were like I would program some of the models of those things. That would be my job, like to make the actual internal drum sets. Pretty nerdy. And then thankfully I met these dudes and we're there.
You tell it good, but that morning we went and saw him.
Did you say I tell it
You
good?
tell that story good. But talking about nerdy.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was NAMM that morning. I'll go ahead and see how far I can get. But it was NAMM that morning. I was like, Ed, I met this guy Johnny Rabb last night. He's doing a clinic as a clinician.
Yeah, there you go.
And we went and watched him, and he had dialed up something with Run, I think.
Yeah. I
was like, man, I was really happy. And Ed, what was your comment? He's
No,
overqualified.
you said, yeah, I think in the Will Turpin voice, yeah, he can come audition. And I was like, he's overqualified.
No, I did not think he could audition. I was
And I
in.
said, I'll go take him to the bar, get a drunk, and he'll be in the band by then.
Yeah, be in the band
Even
by
at
the
that,
end of
I
the night.
talked to you that night, and we were speaking to something of the sort. And I do remember you saying this, Dean. We're very lucky to have him. I don't know if you remember that conversation.
I'll tell you this, because I'd already been friends with Ed for a long time at this point too. And when I came to see y'all on the Dosage tour in Nashville, I was like, holy crap! I was like, these two worlds have collided of things that I love. Obviously, love the band, and I've always loved Rabb. And I was like, I get to see both of this thing happen at the same time. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yes, that's great. I love that. That's a really good interview. I love hearing the part about how you're a clinician. You talk about a clinician, and the whole band just like stops dead in their tracks. Like, I've never heard that word before. What in the world is that? But yeah, you were a clinician for many years. This is sort of how you kind of got started we'll call it in the big leagues, I guess, huh?
Almost. I moved from Sacramento, California in 1996 to Nashville, Tennessee. My mom and I drove from California to Nashville. And my mom rocks. Unfortunately, she passed away 3 years ago.
Oh,
but
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Just a little shout out to her.
Absolutely.
She and my dad supported me. They're not musicians, but they supported my whole career. We drove there, and I had roommates that were from Berklee College of Music that were my official roommates now starting a professional career. That's how I got my start. I started doing touring. I worked at a restaurant because it was easy to get off, and I'd be down on Nashville Broadway when it was way different than it is now.
Right.
And I'd be playing gigs as much as I could at all the world famous places and backing people. And then I started working with Tanya Tucker, and that was my first actual touring because I wanted to be touring.
Can I ask you a question? Do you happen to know? Oh my gosh, his name is slipping my head right now. Terry Lesperance.
Not offhand.
Okay, I thought I believe he worked with Tanya Tucker, but anyway,
And I'm
back to that.
I'm not making a joke, but a lot of people did because it really was a true sideman gig.
Right.
There was even a joke. I have it on tape somewhere where on drums tonight, who do we got?
Oh.
Johnny. Oh yeah. She looked at me, had to make sure it was who it was. Cause there'd be, and there'd be, people in and out doing stuff. Ironically now Mike Malinin has been playing with her from Goo Goo Dolls drummer for the past 4 or so years. And Mike was like, we talked, we actually met through Paul Souza, the NU80 singer.
Nice.
But long story short, Mike was like kind of going, you played with Tanya, like, what was this thing like and whatever. So I'm happy for Mike. And
yeah, that's great.
Tanya was awesome. But from there, I started the drumstick company on accident, Johnny Rabb Drumsticks. And so I had a manufacturing company for years. And from there is when I got introduced to Roland and all the endorsement game. And from about 1998 through 2008, almost 10-year span, full on just like doing stuff for cymbal companies. I got really in deep with Roland. I mean, I was programming their modules. A module would come out, my drum kits would be, the ones in the actual presets.
Right.
So I've learned modules inside now.
That's awesome.
Never thought I would learn that. Mike Snyder was my mentor in that one, old friend of mine. And
very cool.
I did more clinics than somebody asked me how many I did. Clinics just means workshops. You go to a music store, it might be, I'm trying to think of some of the other Axe Music in Canada. It might be some other Long and McQuaid,
Long
that type
McQuaid,
of,
they do clinics for sure. Yep.
So worldwide, I did that forever. For Roland, I was literally that was my full-time gig. I did right when I met Will. That's what I was doing. I was at the NAMM show demonstrating the new product releases for Roland. So I was a product specialist, and I'm very glad to have done it, but I'm very glad to not do it anymore.
Right.
It just got people are great, but man, there'd be sometimes at trade shows, you were basically the mop salesman.
Right.
You were, get back up there and do your thing. Put your headset mic on. Don't be sure to tell them how many drum sets. I can imitate a little bit of it now. It's like the new the new Roland TD30 comes with 50 preset kits. 99 fully editable. You can do COSM modeling, composite object sound modeling. It just got very commercial.
The audience is clapping again.
Yeah, and it did allow me though to go to everywhere that I wouldn't mind going again, but I can literally, if something happened to me tomorrow, China, Japan, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany multiple times, all of France, all of Italy,
wow.
all of Australia. I almost moved to Australia to be their person in charge of their Roland Australia. But then
wow.
I thought that when I was going to do Collective Soul, I would be even more in the loop. But what's very strange is I've only done, ready for this, after hundreds of, I've definitely done almost 1,000 clinics. I mean, for sure. And after meeting Will and them and then doing the first tour, the Dosage tour in 2012.
Yeah, that's when you joined the band, right? 2012? Is that right?
Yeah. I thought, man, I'm just going to keep doing these clinics too. And like, that'll be weirdly though, everything kind of ceased. And I've done like one workshop since then.
Really?
And yeah, and I'm okay with it. It's just the funny part is I didn't really see that part going to go that way. I'm very happy. I couldn't be happier. I'm playing what I wanted to do forever.
Right.
Music. I wanted to play songs.
Right.
But so that gives us a little rewind of, I've developed, these sticks. I've been twirling these with a rhythm saw stick.
Here, I'm going to move you a little bigger. Yeah. Show this to the camera a little bit more here.
Yeah. You kind of, it's like a DJ stick.
Very cool.
But you can do a ton of the stuff on there. Educational books. I still have those.
Right.
Like I've developed cymbals, developed little percussion products for vinyl. And I told my wife, I'm like, if you would have told me that in my late 20s, early 30s was the heyday of that, I would have said there's no way.
Right.
But it was.
Wow.
I'm still doing it. Still doing
what
it,
do you
but-
think the reason is? Why do you think it changed for you in that sense? Because I mean, like you said, you'd think it would have gone in the other direction because now you're even getting more exposure and why do you think? Do you think it was the support of the companies that you were working for that you no longer worked for that kind of opened that door for you?
I'm still doing the stick company, and that's taken quite a while to get off the ground, but I have a new partner in that, and like that's going to be awesome. But the companies have been supportive. I made my choice to quit Roland. It just going in a direction that I did not enjoy. I love them. I know they were bummed when I did that. Like I'm sure not, it's a Japanese company. I'm sure that they don't always go, that's fantastic, and we're good buddies. It's almost like if you quit, you left a family. So I decided to quit about 5 years ago.
I see.
For my, I miss people there. I think it's a matter of like what you just said at the beginning of the conversation of keeping, the internet has been a double-edged sword. I've had techniques I've developed been stolen. And because I haven't kept up on them, I've had people actually go, did you get that from so-and-so? I'm like, oh my God, no, no. They got me, but they just decided to post it and it looks like theirs. So I've had like the kind of double-edged sword, or the me not keeping up on Instagram or YouTube enough, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's just like so and so. I'm like, oh my God. And then you're a jerk if you say no, that's just like mine, but they're doing it.
Dude, I wrote a book in 1991 about the freehand technique. What are you talking about?
To be honest, yes, that is what has happened, unfortunately. And I have certain friends that get mad at me. They're like, you can't be negative. You gotta not talk about that. I'm like, well, I'll just give the honest history and the fact that I developed techniques and here's when they happened. And so to go backwards, that's what I mean by now I'm trying to revamp my presence online.
Yeah. And it's not easy. So, it's exceptionally saturated, that's now more than ever, especially.
Yes, sir.
With everybody basically now kind of, this is the only outlet that many musicians and artists have is to get online and stream, and then of course everybody's trying to make videos and everybody's trying to do something, it's difficult. It really is. And even someone in the experiences and the levels that you've been at, it's just as hard. It's just as hard to maintain.
Almost harder, in my opinion. I've got even a friend of mine, Nicholas, that did that Nick and a drumstick. I told him the same thing. I'm like, dude, your video editing, and I'm not going to play the card of like, I'm old, I don't know how to edit. I know how to do stuff, and I'm not being arrogant.
Yeah.
But it's like what you and I, it's you really have to put some time into this. And I know we're talking about clinician. Those days are kind of gone.
Right.
Stores don't have clinicians like they used to. I mean, I would do clinic tours, those don't happen anymore. So, but I will say the sad part is it's so saturated that even if I offer something like, hey, I'm going to do a Zoom on the freehand technique, give me a direct message if you want to be a part of it.
Right.
I didn't have a ton of people do a direct message. It's an interesting phenomenon that it's like, I can, like the biggest thing I hear is, why would I pay for anything that you're doing? I can go somewhere else and learn it from someone else. I'm like, whoa, all right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Right. Wonderful. Yeah. Right. And that's,
but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, we have to adapt. We have to learn. You can't stop it. It's just, you got to grow with it or be discouraged by it. One or the other, but
I'm doing both.
Right. Yeah. And that's probably normal human behavior at this point when you're trying to react to stuff like this, but there's a lot to be said about, I mean, you can go online and you can learn just about anything, but there's a lot to be said about that one-on-one teacher, mentor thing that can be established with a teacher and a student that you can't get online.
The tough thing that I get in trouble for, but I still believe in it, is I just wish people would give credit, and I wish they would come to the source. I'm not saying I invented everything, but I did invent and develop a long thought out technique. And I just wish, instead of people wanting to argue, they would go do research and go, oh, he did do that. And I'm not trying to correct you, but 1996 and 98 was really when the release of like the VHS tape and things.
Yeah.
And it's a drag that, I don't mean this rude. There's literally about 3 people now that I know that can do it correctly that I've seen and are like really fluent with it. And it's strange that they want to argue, that's just a blast beat. I'm like, no, blast beats came from this. Like, and so I get in trouble for looking like an ass protecting my intellectual property. It's very, very, very crazy.
Yeah, it is, and that's the fact of the just the world is a much smaller place now that way, with the internet, and it's much smaller than it used to be when you don't need to put out a VHS tape of anything anymore. It's online and it's digital.
Right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Right. Well, that's good. So while we're talking a little bit about the clinics, and while we're talking a little bit about endorsement deals and companies and all the good stuff, I want to get into this one short. It's maybe about a minute long, I'm guessing. Let's play this one short little video. Is it a minute?
Yeah. Please cut it off before it says. You already know. Like, it's cool. It says the symbols I use, and I love Meinl. I've been with him for 20 years, but you already got your scene there. Yeah, it's 1 minute long.
Yeah, I edited all the rest out at the end. The part where you're, hi, I'm Johnny Rabb, and this is a 16-inch blah blah blah, and this is that's the part that's why you're there. You're not there to play the drums. You're there to sell the product in a case like this.
Well, and to be honest, I know it is sales, but also in their defense, it is letting the customer know these are the products I did use in the video. Yeah, it's all good. Right. And now. But a quick aside, I'm proud of these video series, and if anyone's interested, you can go to Meinl at Meinl Symbols or Meinl Symbols channel, and you can look at the 15 different videos. Now, the reason I'm excited about these still, that was done 4 or 5 years ago, and I decided, let me do 15. I put a deal with myself. I'm going to make 15 jam-alongs that are 1 minute each. So I did all this with Logic and Logic internal sounds, synth sounds, on a nano Korg. So I did all the parts, and I'm not boasting. It's just the power of Logic is pretty insane.
Right.
And I do have background in theory and things, and I can write. So this is just an example. I think you said this one is called 7.
Yeah.
So this one is just a 7 groove, and I'm big into jazz, funk, drum and bass, house. But if you want to go look. There's a whole series. There's 15 videos total. 15. That these are something we did within 1 day, and proud of this because I did all these little tracks in about 2 hours. Just did a quick thing, and then took it to Nashville the next day and went to the studio, and we did these.
Awesome. It's great. I was gonna throw it out to the chat and see if anyone, you may have given it away, but we'll see. I'm just trying to. You alluded to it. Let's put it that way. But I'm going to see if anyone can tell me. This song is called 7. I want to see if anyone in the chat can tell me why it's called 7. All right, here we go. Check it out. 7. This is a Meinl promo video. That is 7 from Johnny Rabb. That was a promotional video in his times when he was doing clinics and basically making videos around for different companies that he was working with. So 7, Jen, I think you're pretty much right on the money, pretty much there. 7/4 time, close, I guess, pretty close. Well, we'll double check with Johnny on that one when we get back. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys, take a quick moment. I hope you're enjoying yourselves and having fun. Great show so far. We're just about wrapping it up here with Johnny, but if you guys have any more questions, by all means, please fire away. Love to have questions for him. And on another note, I want to let you guys know what in the world is going on in here next week. Check it out.
Attitude is everything. Yes, it's true. Life is what you make it. It's up to you. I might as well be all right. That's what I say. I try to keep it light most every day. If they cop an attitude, just take it with a grain of salt. If you ain't having fun, it's your own darn fault. Life is short.
That's right, folks. Next week, I got Motor City Josh. Josh Ford will be joining me live. He's going to do some performing in the studio next week. Some acoustic songs. We're going to talk about his music, his career in Detroit as a blues musician for 30-plus years. The owner of the Sound Shop Studios here. Looking forward to having Josh on the show next week. It's going to be some fun. Remember, if you ain't having fun, it's your own darn fault.
Well, if you ain't having fun, well, if you ain't having fun, if you ain't having fun, it's your own darn fault.
Yeah, that's right. Motor City Josh joining me next week on the show. He's going to play live in the studio. We're going to do a few songs with him. We're going to talk about some of the recordings he's had done. Looking forward to it. Good guy, good music, good show next week. Tune in Sunday at 7, Bands Across the Water with Motor City Josh. In the meantime, let's get back to my pal Johnny Rabb checking in from somewhere in Indianapolis, I believe. I don't know. I'm Canadian. What do I know? Johnny, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, buddy.
Am I correct on that? Indianapolis somewhere, Indiana?
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Indy. Yep.
Good. See, I'm paying attention.
There you know, buddy.
Well, good. Okay, so Jen said 7-4 time.
That is absolutely correct.
That is it. Bam. Jen's got it.
Yeah. And you don't want to, for those of you that might not be into drums or music, you definitely don't want to count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope.
No. What about 7-8? Is that 7-8 time?
No, you know the difference. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, right?
Yep.
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th note becomes.
There it is. See?
If you're big Rush fans, a lot of their stuff is either 4, 3, 7. Down, 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 you get it.
I love all the Canadian bands that have been like off the charts tonight. You've been mentioning.
Oh, dude, Rush was a huge. I mean, probably the biggest influence on me. Yeah,
love it.
Yep,
I love it. That's cool. That's good to hear. A good Canadian lad.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so let me see here. Oh, Mike, my buddy over in Windsor says, "Thank you for coming on the show, Johnny. We really enjoyed this."
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Darren. Of course.
Hell of a keyboard player, Mike.
Fantastic, Mike. Been a pleasure.
Great.
Awesome.
So let's talk one more thing here. I have another song I want to play, and it's another Collective Soul song, and it's the one more at the print shop. And I wanted to play this one. Actually, it was really for Jen. I was hoping she was going to be here because I wanted to play Shine because it's her favorite Collective Soul song that we play. So I'm going to play that one. But before we wrap things up, I just want to kind of check with you one last time, Mr. Johnny Rabb. I want to make sure that we're not forgetting anything we've covered. I want to make sure we're covering all of your socials, all of that stuff. So why don't you go ahead and throw out all the social, make sure we got everything covered that way.
My website's johnnyrabb.com. That's the number one thing. We're going to be updating that extremely soon. I don't even do Twitter, but at Johnny Rabb. Everything's at Johnny Rabb. And then YouTube, I think, is Johnny Rabb TV. What I think that is, YouTube / whatever, Johnny Rabb TV. And then Instagram at Johnny Rabb. Facebook is very confusing. Facebook has what we're doing right now with about, I don't know how many followers, but then there's a another band style page, Johnny Rabb, and that one has a lot of nice followers. So that's, I'm trying to honestly, I merged them at one point.
Yeah.
You know how it gets. And then I'm not doing TikTok. Everyone's telling me to do it. Who knows if I'll ever will. I might.
Right.
But anyway, those are the social media. I have big plans to do my own self-publishing, coming out with some new books. I really have big plans to get the YouTube thing going with a lot of historical footage I found.
Great.
And new educational stuff. And then I will be doing Twitch. I might even do Twitch a little bit from the road, Collective Soul, this week. I might be.
Yeah, why don't you tell us what's going on this week? Where you guys are? Because you have to leave. Tomorrow's a travel day for you, right?
It is Atlanta, Georgia, hometown of where the band was from, and Stockbridge was their hometown. But you know what I mean? Atlanta at the Roxy, some socially distanced shows, 3 in a row that are safe.
Great.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then a little vacation with the family, which will be a lot of fun.
Well deserved, I'm sure.
Well, I'm very fortunate that we're going to do it. Let's put it that way. I feel like we've been at home and stuck,
Right,
so it'll be
right. Jen is asking the Twitch. We were talking about your Twitch link earlier. Jen, if you want to throw it in the chat, that would be great. It's twitch.tv/Johnny Rabb. Easy peasy, easy to find. And he's new there, but we're gonna keep trying to work and connect and do all the things on there. And Tuesday, you go live Tuesdays at 7. You said?
Yeah, I do. Next 2 weeks. Yeah, next 2 weeks will be random, but usually it's Tuesday nights, EST, Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m.
That's my time zone. How come you're in my time zone?
I don't know. Weird. We used to have that split up, but now we're Eastern.
Oh, are you in Eastern Standard? Oh, all this time I thought there was an hour time difference between you and I.
It used to be in Indy. It used to sometimes during the season, but we don't need to even worry about it now. It's
nice.
New York. Yeah.
That's great. Jen just said she followed you on Twitch.
Thank you, Jen.
And I believe I already have as well. So.
Thank you both.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, Mr. Johnny Rabb, it's been super fun having you on the show. I know you got to get going because you got lots to do. And Steph from New York just followed you, and so did Barb. See, they're following you on there. See that?
Thank you, guys. Be ready for some. I do some production stuff. It's usually pretty fun, entertaining. Some drum stuff, different things. But thank you for the follow. Awesome. That's great, guys.
And in the future, if there is ever a way that you and I can do something, that would be a whole lot of fun. I would love to try to merge our worlds a little bit more than just like this,
That'd be awesome.
That
man.
would be
cool.
super great. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna actually kind of end the show a little bit differently tonight. I'm gonna end the show with one more video from you guys. And one other thing I want to talk about is let's plug out the New 80 stuff too. Let's make sure we get all the links in for that.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it's Instagram at New 80 Band.
Sorry. Instagram at NU80 Band. At NU80 Band. Facebook, New 80 Band.
Awesome. Oh, my friend and another fellow drummer, Jim Bonventure, just tuned in on Facebook saying hello to you and I. And he said he actually met you in Windsor at the Coliseum a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
That place is great.
It is a nice room. Yeah. And Windsor was super happy to get it because it was like sort of it became like, something that would draw acts. Detroit, I mean, hello, right? Detroit was right across, right there. But for Windsor, it was really a nice change to have a venue that could take larger bands, that would attract larger bands, So, yeah.
Actually, you about that. I look forward to New 80 playing there.
Yeah. In fact, I think that's one of the first times you and I ever communicated. I was, doing my usual pain in the ass, bugging people thing, but it opened the door to how we got to where we are now. But I was actually reaching out to you to try to have Elsie Binks open for you guys in Windsor at the Coliseum. So,
no, that's right.
You remember that?
Yes. And I think I responded with the correct, just like saying, hey, it's not it's the promoter. It's, it's that whole thing.
Yeah, you were like, buzz off, buddy. I have no idea. No, you didn't. I'm kidding. You've been nothing but kind and generous and nice, so I can't. I'm only kidding.
No, that's awesome.
Well,
buddy.
Johnny, I appreciate you being on the show. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I hope everybody enjoyed themselves.
I sure did, Darren. Thank you so much, and I hope that everyone had a good time, and whoever took their time out of their life and schedule to check this out with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, that's great. And hopefully we'll get a couple more follows for you over there, and we'll keep the keep the ball rolling. In the meantime, I'm going to play one more Collective Soul song, and then we'll wrap the show up. But if you can stick around till I get out, that would be awesome. If you can't, I understand. But
no, go ahead.
But if you can, yeah. All right, good. All right. Well, thanks. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, guys. Johnny Rabb, thank you for being on the show. It was so fun to have you. I appreciate it. Johnny Rabb, everybody.
Thank you so much, Karen.
My pleasure. Thank you, Johnny. All right, Johnny Rabb on the show. Wasn't that fun, huh? Man, am I ever glad that we got this to work tonight. I was so hoping that everything would work fine, and I'm really glad that it did. I'm going to play one song for you guys here, one last Collective Soul song. This one I'm going to send out to my dear, sweet keyboard player friend Jen, who I know this is her favorite song. And then we're going to get to my famous, the intro, outro that everyone loves. How can you not love that intro, right? I had so much fun writing that song. Not writing. Listen to me. I had so much fun writing that Paul McCartney song. I had so much fun re-recording that song. It was so much fun to do. I played all the parts and sang and did all the things. So anyway, let's get to this Shine for Jen, and then we're going to get out of the show. yeah. Hey, I got to come back, man. I can't leave that raid hanging. Allison, you raided me. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. It's like literally the last video of the song. I had Johnny Rabb from Collective Soul, the drummer. The drummer on the show tonight. Thank you guys for raiding. That was literally the first time I've ever been raided, so that's pretty sweet. Thank you all. In the meantime, I hope you guys had a good show. I seen a bunch of comments. Good show tonight. I know. It was a lot of fun. I really had a great time. I hope you all did as well. Thank you so much for following me and subscribing to my channels, finding all my socials, for the donations, for all the awesome stuff that you guys are doing to encourage me to keep this show moving forward. I really enjoy it, and I'm happy to say that episode 21 on March 21, 2021 turned out to be pretty darn good, right? Yes! Please tell me you heard the yes. Did you guys hear that? Yes. Oh, my sound effects. My sound effects are a little bit, I'm unsure, okay? Just, it is what it is. Anyway, let's talk a little bit one more time here. Who's on the show next week? Check it out.
Attitude is everything. Yes, it's true. Life is what you make it. It's up to you.
Got my buddy Josh Ford coming in next week. We're going to do some songs live here in the studio. Watch, I can put my head on everybody. I'm Todd Glass.
If you ain't having fun,
I'm Josh. So tune in next week, you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to have Josh here in the studio. We're going to play some songs live. We're going to break down some of his music. A great blues artist from the Detroit area, Motor City Josh, for 30 plus years. Total badass, great band, great guy. Tune in next week, you guys. Sunday at 7 p.m. Bands Across the Water. Love you all. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a good time. Please come back next week. See you then. Peace.
Well, if you ain't having fun, well, if you ain't.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh yeah!